Welcome, my name is Marcus, head coach here at Gymproluxe, and today we are going to set up the sauna pod and go through all of the steps so you can get up and ready to have a fantastic experience. Let's have a look. So we've got our actual sauna pod itself here. So we're going to put that to the side and just get everything up and out of the box. This is going to be your little light pod as well, so pop that on the side. We have got our mat, cha-ching, and that's going to go on the floor just to protect our floor, give us some extra protection. Pow, chair. And then we have our actual heating system. Let's get the mat down for where we want to set up the sauna pod. Next, we have the sauna pod itself. So it is super easy to set up. All you need to do is unzip the bag. Just be careful while you're getting it out. Take the bag off. Just pop that just to the side. And we start to unravel and it pops up like a pop-up tent. So let's open this out a little bit more. There we go. So I can pull this side panel open, just like so. You can just make sure everything's kind of moved out and flat. And there you have the actual sauna pod itself. So the rear window, front panel when we go in. We've got a little pouch up here. This can be where the light goes. And then also another little pouch here where you can put some other things. So let's unbox the main heating system. So we have our inlet pipe and where the actual steam and heat physically comes from in the pod. Then our big heating unit, so just be careful getting this out. And that looks like this. So let's take that off. So that's your system there. Then you'll also see you have a remote. All right. This is what's going to sit inside the sauna pod itself. So here we've got this little unit. You can, it's on the instructions, you can unlock this to clean inside after a little bit of time, after you've been using it a little while, to make sure it doesn't get grubby in there. But for now, got the little pole. This is the short tube. You're going to have two tubes. This is the short one. So here, with the short tube, we just simply attach on, just to make sure it's nice and secure. So push that right the way in. And there you have step one in setting this up. Boom. Next, we have the long tube, which we're going to attach to the outside of the steam pod. So let's do that now. A key tip that I like to do is unzip the front of the sauna pod. See, like this, so the front is down. Then you can pop your hand in on the inside to help you attach the actual tube itself. Okay? Let's have a go at popping that on. So here, so I can push from the inside, makes it a little bit easier. Just push that on as far as you can. Again, just so it's nice and secure. So that looks good right there. This is our heating system, and this is what we fill with water, which I'll show you shortly. So open it, if it's not open already. See the little slots here, we just align and then pull open, and that's what we want to fill with water. Okay, you've got to make sure you're not turning it on before you add water. Add water first, then we turn it on, which I'll break down soon. Pop it back on, twist, you're good. Okay, so we have our heating system. I've just popped it on a table. You can just have it on the floor, or you could pop it on another separate mat if you wish. It's absolutely fine. So next we need to connect the hose to the heating system. So we've got the long tube here, and all we're doing is attaching it right onto this end of the system there. All right, just again making sure that's nice and secure. I'll move that a little bit closer and just get that all the way on. Might just need to have a little bit of force just to get that on, but that's secure. Again, a little bit closer is better. Just make sure there's no kinks in the actual tube, and that's clear there as well. Heating system, all good to go. So I'm going to unscrew the lid, pop that just down on the side. I'm just going to pop that here. And now we need to add water in. You don't need to fill it all the way up because it will take longer to heat up. So go for about halfway. The more you get used to it, you can test out how much water you need. But if you're filling it all the way up, it's just going to take longer to heat up the water. Make sure the power is off right now. So here I've put in about 1500 mils of water. So now we are good to go. We're going to pop the lid back on, just like so. Twist so it is secure. And then we're going to get it plugged in. Let's turn the power on. That's what it's going to look like when we start. On off button. You've also got the remote. With the remote, you can do exactly the same as the display, which I'll show you in a second. You just need to make sure you have 2 AAA batteries. So I'll show you the remote after. Let's hit on. We've got our programs which go right up to 15. This is just the heat setting. So when you're first starting out, maybe go a little bit lower. I'm going to pop it on 8. All right. And then we've got the time that we can set here. Yeah, so let's pop it on 45 minutes. With the remote, I can do exactly the same. So I can turn off, on. I've got my temperature, yeah, which is relative to the program. So let's go back to number 10 and then timer. I can adjust the time here. So if you're in the pod, you could always make those changes to increase the temperature. All right, that's done. All you need to do is just leave that. So when you turn it on, I'm not sure if you can hear that, but it's like a kettle and you can hear it now. Now it's starting to warm up. Now this is going to be heating up. We want to make sure it's all secure. Make sure back panel's flat, and we're going to zip up the front panel. Get your chair in. You can do all this before you turn it on so it's ready to go, but you can get your chair set up and get it in. The chair unfolds nicely. Pop that in, zip this bad boy up. You have your 2 zips here, which can zip on the outside as well as the inside. Allow it to heat up for about 5 to 10 minutes. You will see the steam starting to come through. It is working, it just needs time to heat up that space. This box here, we have our light. And this is what you can pop into the roof of the sauna pod. It is like waterproof protected to give you a bit of mood lighting right here. Remote here, which you can select obviously all of the settings. Here, just pull the tab, so then we're good to go. We've got battery in there. You see already the lights, you just need 1, 2, 3 AAA batteries, so a total of 5 batteries, 2 for the remote, 3 for here. So that just screws on off. It says open, close, boom, and then you can see party on in the sauna pod. So we've got the remotes together, so I can turn it off, on, turn the flash. We can adjust here. Yeah, and then you can just have a play with the colors that you want. So that is our color. Then we can pop that in the roof of the pod. It's only been a couple of minutes and already it's heating up. That's why instead of filling it all the way up to the top, fill it with less water and it will heat up much more quickly as well. All right, so we'll give it a couple more minutes, make sure it's super toasty, and then we're gonna enjoy. Okay, we are ready to get in. For the purposes of the video, I'm gonna keep my clothes on, but I'll be able to show you exactly what it feels like inside as well. Here's a light I'm gonna take in. You can pop this in before you set up. So yeah, that's what it looks like to set the mood. I would also advise, if you're in your house, for example, open up your windows just so you're getting a bit of fresh air in as things, of course, heat up as well. So let's open it up. Here we go. Whew, can feel that heat. Whew. All right, you can see that steam coming out there. So here we can put our light in there. Set a bit of mood. That's where I can turn it off, turn it back on. And that is your sauna pod setup. Enjoy. Ah. Hey, and we can enjoy the warmth of your own sauna steam pod in the comfort of your house. Whew, there we have it. That is our sauna pod. Any questions, you can pop them in the comments. You can also contact support at Gymproluxe if you have any questions as well. But enjoy, it's an amazing product. Super restorative, super relaxing. You can get some great tunes and music on. And don't forget, you've got the remote where you can change the settings whilst you're in there as well, and the remote for the light. Enjoy.